Hello and welcome to another gameplay review on the Virkayu gameplay channel. And in this one we have Rammus jungle because he was buffed. And normally I would say, what? Another buff for a champion that's only going to be good in low elo and useless in high elo? Yeah, and then I went to the Korean side of the VOD list and searched Rammus and had 4 pages on the first day of the patch. So maybe OP jungler, question mark, is a very good question to ask. And maybe it's rhetorical because maybe he just is. We are against a Rengar here. We have a pretty decent comp. We're going to have a really fun game on our hands, but the fact that the movement speed reduction is now removed from that W, the W that gives us bonus resists as we have it and scale it, the W that lets people hurt themselves when they attack us, and obviously the thing that gets extended with the more attacks we do, which means more slapping, more extension of duration, and obviously our passive that does damage based upon the armor we have. What can we do with that? And let's not forget that the projectile motion and speed of ourselves with that ultimate is increased by a little bit, just to make it feel a bit more oomphy. Runes on your screen now, standard stuff. I will be putting Rammus and this build and all the other best builds for Rammus, not that there's that many, into my Zara GG guides very, very soon. All the jungling tips and game plans and ganking tier lists you need, live tips to you in-game, catered for your specific jungle with best routes, items, and builds. And he will join the roster. Approaching 40 now, almost every other jungler, and I'll be updating all of those for Season 13, so get in now while the getting's good. We're going to do a red into a Krugs, and then maybe head on up to the Raptors. We know that Rengar's starting on the top side. You know what, with this kind of stuff, it does affect your clearing as well, because you can activate the W and kite out a little bit. You're a little bit more healthy, and obviously, you're more inclined to use it, and these things have really weird ways of showing benefits. Like, they'll think, okay, look, you know, with the movement speed slow, it's such a strong spell, people can kite it, and they can move away from him, right? But then it kind of negates his whole existence and his whole point, which is getting onto champions, which is why we always needed chem tank and speedy things like this and rush Mobis back in the day with our home guards. So this is going to be really interesting to see how, well, there's a little bit of a standstill, how Rammus uses this to make him one of the carrier tanks in the game, if you will. We're going to basically focus on a 6 camp here. Rengar shows up with the Yasuo going in. Rammus adjusts his clear of the Powerball. If you flash, you're going to get taunted, which he does, which means you're going to die. And then now, obviously, we have the W active. We can chase down the Yasubi and push him away a little bit. Try and get more attacks to stack it up a bit more. We're not able to do that, but our taunt is available and our Powerball will be available right now. In bronze, I'm pretty sure Yasuo is going in for this, which means you should be able to kill him, which is great. So always quadrant into a gank. I love it. If you're planning on 5 or 6 camping, keep your eyes open. If an enemy jungler decides to try and get a bit of a tempo advantage, you gank you sooner, react, cut, counter gank, and then move on to the top side scuttle. Now at this point, we know Rengar did 12 CS plus red buff, so he's going to be coming down to this bottom side. Our bottom lane's resetting. He's going to have this scuttle for himself as well. We know that Rammus is going to be doing this. Absolutely normal stuff. In fact, we can speed it up a little bit because we know it's so normal. However, we know now that we're going to have the Krug camp spawning. Rengar will know our clear as well, right? Rengar will know our clear and know that the Krug camp is going to be spawning very, very shortly, around that 422, 423-ish mark. So, given that he's on the bottom side, he most likely could look for some sort of counter jungling. But the issue with that is, as we have Orianna fighting the Yasuo again, bottom lane is back, his bottom lane is base. It would be really unlikely that he goes for this aggressive counter jungling. In this particular scenario, that's a kill back. So, we'll assume that Rengar takes all of this stuff, as we can see here, and will kind of go on up for his second tier, which means we can then go to the top lane as well, knowing that the counter jungling is a bit unlikely, and get a gank off before the Rengar shows up to impact top lane. So we'll get reactionary gank mid lane, but of course turns out to our benefit because Rengar's slow. We get a little bit of a chunk and a gank on the El Garon, so Nara can push and shove. And then now we're assuming that Rengar could be here, and he could in theory be counter jungling, but there you go. Shows out of the bush. He was trapping and waiting, trying to get a gank off in the bush. He's able to burn sums from the Ezreal, which means we know that he has not taken our camps because 28 CS when he showed is a full clear plus scuttle. We can help push out a little bit more. Rengar goes over here to do this. And then we see a little bit of residual vision moving towards this. So I think if you're Rammus, you want to try and really get to this Krug camp as soon as possible. You might lose it. Actually, in lower elos, he might actually legitimately be doing it. And then you can kill him. Slap him around a bit. But in this case, he's obviously gone back to base. And Rengar's bottom lane, any bottom lane, Always overstays. Can we taunt the Heimerdinger? No, but we can taunt the Ziggs and say good night. Why do you guys overstay? You see the Rammus gang's top lane. You see the dude's level 5. You see he's got 32 CS. You know he's going back to base. You know he's going to come bottom lane. Shove him base. Or Rengar, help them. Shove him base. Ah, Rengar's mid lane again. He's left his base. He spent some cash monies. He got a ward plus CS plus his Raptors. That's 34. He's taken another one here, 35. So we press tab. We see 35. We know he's going up. If he now shows top lane with plus 12, plus 16, then I know he took all of this stuff. My stuff, Crab, his Krugs. So we got to make sure we are tracking that kind of stuff as well. Always press tab when you lose vision of a jungler. See what their CS is at. And when they show again, press tab again. Because it's important. You got to know what's taken, what isn't taken. And in this case, he gets RNG Scuttle too, which is a little sad. I'm excited for the shift. Aren't you guys? The Scuttle shift from 315 to 330. No shield. It has a hold over us. I feel like the RNG Scuttles also provide a lot of value, like a Krug value. We know Rengar's top lane here. So here we see him with no red, right? He's gone up 8 CS, which means he took this, and it's likely he probably took our Grump if he's showing up from the river. If he took the Krugs, he'd be showing up from a different angle, and it wouldn't make sense for him to show up in that regard if he did his red. What's going on in the mid lane here? So the Rammus knows that we most likely lost at least one camp based upon the trajectory of the Rengar. We tried to impact bottom lane. We did impact bottom lane. We tried to impact mid lane again. Couldn't do so. I mean, I would just hold this if I can. We use our ult with our speed up. We force the flash. It's free. Is that really where we want to use our ultimate, though? I think it's better just to hold there. Bait and hold is a better idea. And then save your ult for a more guaranteed outcome. Because it's not a huge CDR. Actually, it's pretty damn low. But you know what I mean? Like, I'd really want to go and impact a lane that's going to guarantee me some kills and some impact. Now we're going to shadow up here. We're going to see that this is gone. We're going to be a little bit sad. You're never going to know 100%, and it's good to check the camps, obviously. But given Rengar's location and his power thing, I think it's logical. Now, Garen is pushing in onto the Gnar. We don't really have full-on scanner or control wards, but his body language suggests no wards or he doesn't care. And if he doesn't care, we're going to get the power ball into the taunt. We're going to activate a W. Now we can stick at this. Look at this. We didn't actually activate the taunt. We can stick to him with our W and then force a taunt later on. Huge example of why that W self-slow removal is so important. Because we can now save our taunt as the movement and the movement speeds and the dashes and the mobility are used to get away. We don't have to use the taunt for them to actually stick to us. Now, obviously, the taunt into the W is a classic, right? Because you want them to damage themselves as they attack you. But now we're not forced into that very linear playstyle. We obviously know the Rengar is top side here. He's going to show up here. We're not going to taunt him because he has the W cleanse. We do have no pry on the mid lane because Orianna's once more dead. And, you know, Gnar is here. He's going to have to go hold top lane. RNG Crab, again, it's unlucky we lose both. But, it's okay, my friends. Hold the waves, hold the waves, hold the waves. You know you're going to lose this and this. You know you're losing this. You know, just stick it out here. Stick it out here and hold this wave. Orianna's dead. She has TP. Just take the wave. I mean, she doesn't deserve it at this point. 2-5-1. We lose it. Go to the bottom side. Now, I will cover this in the main channel video that's coming. So by the time most of you see this, there will be a new main channel video talking about how we can sort of make these equal and opposite plays, but what to look for critical counter jungling in these particular moments. We have missed an opportunity here to kind of take everything. If we were a more meta jungler, your Nidleague raise, like this is obvious too, right? So the Gnar does good stuff and kills the Garen solo, but then he pushes by himself. We see the hit go this way. We know the Rengar's in the zone. He is just not caring about it, and he will die to it. We're going to go for the root jump, because that means you can't leave away as Gnar. And there's nothing we can do about this as Rammus, right? Like, you're the tank. I do think we should have looked a bit more proactively for some counter jungling, knowing that he's been topside for so long. But this is where games fall away from a lot of junglers. And that's what causes games to stall out. She's 2-6-1 and has the KDA of a Yasuo who has the KDA of an Orianna. I'm very confused. Now, I'm not always a fan of, you know, using our ult in a suboptimal sense early, but if we are able to burn a flash and we find ourselves in a situation to use it again, whee, boom. Make sure you get your taunt under the tower so he attacks you and takes aggro, red smite for added damage, and kill him, you know. So even the most terrible ults typically will burn flashes out of fear or just, you know, because it's an ultimate. As long as you use that lack of flash on the next channel of your ultimate, then good job. Well done to you. We know the Grump and the Wolves are gone just by basic CS tracking and simple logic, so we can go back to base here. Yes, we are rushing the Thormail, and Rengar's going to take the Dragon. We kind of know that Rengar's going to take the Dragon because he took all of this, ganked this, he reset. He's most likely going to go bottom side now and snack this because he sees us here doing this and going up, so we can basically swap on over and take that Rift Herald. Now remember, Thormail is a classic item for Rammus, right? Synergy with, if you attack me, I attack you. Also a lot of armor that we can use for our W scaling, for our passive scaling. Rammus does have more, but, right, these two items, Rammus is not an item. Rammus and Thormail have always been close together. We are going to go for the Sunfire Gargoyles tech. I do think those two items really nice together. I do love them if you slap in a Woolmugs. Once more, straight up fighting. Ult is used. Ditch, 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 ditch. There we go. Powerball. And donk. Activate our W. Let's keep going. Save our taunt for when we really need to use it. And I love that interaction now. We don't have to worry about waiting to use... Oh, sorry, excuse me, not waiting. Just, you know, using that taunt immediately, because otherwise we're so slowed, everyone just runs away from us. Poof. This is much better. I like it. I like it. It's quite good. It's quite good, I would say. Now we've snacked off that Herald. We see Rengar on the bottom side here seeing this, right? He sees this, he sees this. He now says, okay, look, I can camp bottom lane, I can counter jungle you potentially, but again, RNG Scuttle. This is a Krug value camp at this point. But instead he decides obviously to gank the bottom lane, but Soraka presses the magic button. Take the RNG crap, take the RNG crap. Ah! I mean, it's not the best game for pathing. I feel like we're missing counter jungling moments. We see Rengar bot, why aren't we checking and warding, get some control with to make sure you're doing that. I feel like there's a severe lack of awareness of river and enemy jungle stuff that we could take, but sometimes tank junglers just want to gank. Oh no, no. We make sure we do that ult to avoid the knock up there. We do have the taunt, there we go. And now we have the W activated, of course. Keep attacking, keep attacking, keep attacking to extend it as much as possible. Another kill. If someone's gonna run it down basically in the mid lane, kill them for it. Don't like that we have not snacked that crab though. We're gonna powerball into a taunt here. We want to stay on the other side of the satchel so we get knocked up with the Ziggs. And now again, we can stick with them. Powerballs up again. We can go ahead and hit this knock up. There we go. We have the silence and the potential root from the Soraka. We're going to snack away that kill ourselves, for we are 5-0-1 all of a sudden. Yasuo's aggression is our benefit. The Rengar most likely is doing who the hell knows what. Ah, now we see he's taking this crab. Yeah, I don't like giving up that crab, to be honest with you. I think definitely some counter jungling, some scuttling, and some rapturing that we could have done to deny Rengar a little bit of CS while protecting our blue side, red side and blue side. And yeah, you know, you're not going to get this. It's not like we're going to double our CS from this. We're just going to deny CS to the Rengar. And we can always fall back to this in quiet moments. And because we've pushed it up a little bit, the map, he's not going to just walk into our red side jungle and counter jungle to take a tit for tat, right? Yasuo goes to the bot lane. Rengar goes to the bot lane. Soraka says, well, this was fun. Yasuo goes and ults the Ezreal. Create some space, my friend. Rammus is arrived. Man, this is a lot of an ask for a tank jungle to carry, but he's going to do more damage than Orianna, I can guarantee you that. But again, you see the rotation down to the waves, you see the rotation down to the fight here. We're not counter jungling and jungling as well as we should, I feel, but we're doing enough. And the buff to W is really coming in handy. So is that little ultimate movement speed boost that we saw twice. Although I'm sure most of you who main Rammus will tell us more about how that feels directly. For those of you who've played him a little bit, play him now again, you're not going to notice that 5% movement speed. You know, 105 to 110 of your movement speed on the ultimate, but should be noticeable, I feel. Really, the W change is crucial. Boom! Very nice. See, the Orianna combo with the Rammus ult is beautiful, and obviously keeping that W active the whole time. Taunt is broken too. Forces, you're going to see a lot of Rammus in low elo. Be ready. QSS, Mikhail's, you're going to need it. You are absolutely going to need it. Now, Garrett's taking this. We have this to, you know, equal and opposite. Why is he unleashing it, or what's the story here? Yeah, he's trying to get away from the Rengar, yeah. But I don't feel like that's something we should necessarily worry about in this situation. If we get stuff from this, which we do, I would not die for that blue rock romp. I would give it up if I had to give it up. But, you know what? Both jungles are dead, so team rotate, team diff. Either way, that Garen and Rengar are quite strong. RNG Scuttle again on the top side. Really not feeling the RNG Scuttles this game. Oh, this creature, man. We're only down 8 CS though. We're 5-1-4. Now we can go into our Balmy Cinder, into our Sunfire, because we're going to be doing a lot of going in and having a lot of melees and people attacking us. So Garen's name is true. It is true. And the Hextech Dragon is critical for our success. I really think we need it. Can we ghost this maybe just to get in? I don't think we need to, but I would if it gave us a free kill. There we go. Nice Orianna ult onto the Heimerdinger, get rid of the damage. We have the Ziggs ult coming through. We're going to taunt and root that. Well, we didn't root him, but Soraka helps us root the Yasuo. Sticking to the dragon, sticking to the Yasuo, getting the damage. Barmy's doing work. Thormail doing work. The ultimate doing work. And we don't have smite, but we don't need it. And well played. Very well played. That's a great example. You see where I said I would like to ghost in if I see an opening. I said that before because I'm thinking like a tank. I love tanks. That engage, when you pull it at the right moment, if a good player, most players, let's be honest with you, if they see that opening, will follow you. As long as you do it within a reasonable distance. I don't want you to ult from here to here, right? You're standing here, you're like team, and your team's ult here, like, but bro, we can't help you, which happens so much in low without. Your Rammus ult here, and your team's like, but you ghosted, Moby's boots, powerballed, and just, we can't see you. We can't follow you that far. That's what people don't really factor in a lot. They kind of just engage super far away, and then team, why didn't you follow? And it's just a terrible engage. Here it's nice. Focused right target, made sure we eliminated the Heimerdinger, a lot of damage there, zoned out the Ziggs, and then used our W and Thormail to stick to the Yasuo as much as possible. Critical use again of the W, not having the self slow anymore. Nice. Very nice. Very, very nice. Thorn's damage to champions is now 2,058. You can't see that, but the replay will be in the description, the match history. 2,058 on the Thormail. We did hold top lane, which does allow a team to break open the mid lane. We do have a bit of Enchanter gaming here. Rengar ults into killer ADC. He's getting kind of fed as well. A few more deaths, obviously, because of our presence. We're scanning this. We know we're seen. Rengar goes mid lane. We're not up on levels. We're threatening with a Powerball. Hello, do you want to fight me? I'm Rammus. I'm okay. You're still flanking over this way. We do have the Powerball available as well. Sorry, what's it called? Soaring Slam. There you go. We do have it. Jumps to a plant. We're taunting the Rengar here. We're using our W as well. Lots of damage, lots of damage, lots of damage. We're going to be ulted by the Yasuo, but you see, he doesn't really care when we use the ultimate to reposition. Sunflower plus Thormail on the new Rammus is pretty good. That's a lot of tanking. Let's see what that was. 2,000. That's 3,500. We got 1,500 damage between doing wolves and going into that fight right there because of the synergy with the item. Oof, it's a lot of damage. It's a lot of damage. Gargoyle still play next because remember, we scare with magic and MR. And yes, we technically want the force of nature. This game definitely want the force of nature, I think. Most games you want the force of nature. But the final item he goes is going to be very interesting. I think you guys are going to like it. I mean, you know what it is, but it's going to be fun to discuss it when it happens, to see the damage output. Just because I feel like, oh, my team isn't doing the damage, I need to do some more. Not that we're not doing enough. Right, jungle is under control for the most part. We see the plant hidden to our jungle, so we're scanning to make sure there's no residual vision placement by the enemy team. He obviously gets that RNG Scuttle. Grump is spawning soon, but now we're in a bit of a lull. Clear the wards away. I'm kind of worried in this particular situation that they can't... Yeah, he falls back, but a lot of cheeky junglers, like me included, if I see you do this, and I'm here, and I know I can sneak and pull this out, hit this and get out, I will do it. I'll take this away and hit this and get out. So I feel like we have to kind of track those kinds of things a bit closer. Like, right, you know, I don't have to base for these two things. Do you really want to base for those? I don't think so. The amount of times I've seen my Nah use his ult and presence to disengage a 1v1 instead of saving it for a critical teamfight, too many to count. I don't know if he's upset about something, this Nah. He looks a little, I'm a little concerned he's going to start yeeting camps away. I don't think, well, I mean, we helped him, right? Like, it's his own fault that he died to the Rengar. Here we go, Powerball's activated, Ghost is activated, we're going to clear this vision away. Looking for a critical fight that can lead to another Dragon or Baron in this particular stage means looking for a good old-fashioned engage. Nothing. Right, fast forward time. I'm looking at the map. I'm like, is anything happening? No, nothing's happening. All right, we can just clear a little bit. Rengar's on the bottom side. Garen shows up. Right, so if Garen cuts in here, bad angle, we're going to get the taunt through. We're going to use our Powerball. Soaring Slam, excuse me, to get closer. We're sticking to him as much as possible with a W. We take no damage because we cannot force such pitiful things with the shield from Orianna and the healing from Soraka. She activates her ultimate to try and save the Orianna as well as give us a juice up. We're going to take this plant a little bit over here. We have the Rengar who's actually dead, though. We're not even caring about that. That's just kind of funny. Now splitting on the top side. Yasuo's now by himself. Can we snack him? Oh, there's a Garen again. Can we snack him? Hello. Hi. I want you to imagine the Dark Knight, Heath Ledger's Joker when he's in the nurse's outfit. Hi. That's what you say to Yasuo when you're Rammus and you ganking him. Every time. Every single time. That's what you're envisioning. As Two-Face wakes up in the hospital bed. I think it's... Yeah, I mean, it's been 14 years. I think we can have some spoilers. Right, onto the Ocean Dragon with the Soraka. Can you imagine? Hextech's also unholy good on Rammus because of our passive. And the way the W works. And the armor, obviously, that we get from all itemization. More slaps, more damage, more enjoyment. For us, not for them. And Cassante slaps too, literally. Really fun champion. I enjoyed doing some test clears with him. I expect most of us who are watching this video of Sejuani and Rammus and Ornn jungle and tanking junglers, we will love Cassante. It will be, he's definitely a top laner. I will force him and we'll figure out a way to make it work in the jungle. Trust me, I will present you the content to do so. Much like I did with Ornn. On release with Ornn, I released a jungle guide. I spammed 200 games and then released a jungle guide. 2017, I was the first. That day one, he came out, went into normals, jungle Ornn, locked in Ornn. Called it blind pick. I never play blind pick. I don't play normals. I hate normals. It's a waste of my time. But I play normals for certain champions that I just want to play and want to main because I want to get the games in. You know, the knowledge, the limit testing. And then I'll take it straight into ranked once I've done a little bit of normals to get used to it. And that's what I did. That's the guide I released. I think I'm going to do something similar with Cassante. So here's a kind of cool, ballsy call. But I feel like pausing this is important here because I don't want to finish this. Rengar does more smite than us with his combo. We don't have the same combo. And there's a Ziggs. And there's a Heimerdinger. A lot of shit can go wrong here. I don't want to coin flip the smite. It's a great call to force and contort the map towards us, but I don't want to coin flip it. I really don't. Plant is also active on the other side. The plant is alive. The plant is alive. I mean, like, it's so damn obvious. So the jungling has not been beautiful this game, and the Baron play was completely terrible and stupid. I mean, I'm a very cautious jungler when it comes to coin flipping smites. I'm excellent at stealing them. You've seen in my videos on the main channel, I put a lot of my steals, all those steals are all me. So one thing I can still do very well. But I don't understand doing and coin flipping a 24-minute Baron, and now we just tilt tower dive because we don't care. There's a plant here, at least take the plant away so he can't jump, but you can't like kite out the Baron so he can't ult in. Stupid, absolutely stupid. Really dumb, I hate it. I'm unhappy about that. And that's why, my friends, you lose games. Shouldn't even be in that scenario. Kind of jungling something? No, can we at least get an RNG scuttle? Please, thank you. We have a TP and the Gnar chasing the Garen on the bottom lane. Can we get in on this action? Mid lane needs to be very, very cautious here, obviously. Garen dies. Rengar shows mid lane to get the kill because of overstay, of course, as predicted. We fall back to our jungle camps and say, you know what, guys, it's on you. We're going to take the Krugs. We leave the red up for the Ezreal, maybe. I would take it myself. I mean, a Mundo. Regeneration, stickiness, healing. I need it. I mean, if my ADC was 932, I think I would take it. If I was fed and he was 932, I would take it. But if he was 932 and I wasn't fed, I would give it. Only if I'm fed would I take it from a 9-kill Ezreal. It is his to get, but now he's in the back line, as you can see, being killed by Rengar. We're in the back line here, just stone plating and staying alive and killing everybody. Look at this! Look at the Rammus. It's just the Orianna following the Rammus and everyone just healing the Rammus. We are actually shut down here, but like the fuck's given with 0. So much damage. We're at now 7,003. I wish you could see this. Wait, you can actually. I think if I just do this. No, I can't. Crap. 7,316 damage done by Thormail. Now, we do have a third dragon spawning. It is, of course, an Ocean Soul. It's an Ocean Soul. Not to Sean Connery it up a little too much. Rest in peace. We definitely want this. And we're not going to get it because Rengar is taking it while we take... It's exhausting, man. It's absolutely exhausting watching this day in and day out sometimes. That's why I need to do some Challenger VOD reviews, I think. I need some perfection to show you. A lot of pros and cons from these Master games, and obviously, you know, relative to Diamond and Platinum, they're way better. But as you can see, when you hear things like Tyler saying they're all the same, that's because the relative mistakes that cost games still happen, right? The basic things that you think are obvious to you that you're not doing, they also don't do sometimes. They also take for granted, and it causes these throws and these losses. It's animalistic sometimes. Oh, look, hello, Rengar, level 16, jumping into a bush. We're going to make sure we go into this. He's got his, you see, wait for that so you can use the taunt. Don't use it on his cleanse. Nicely done by the Rammus, and again now, 7,500. We are going, if you will note, this. And that will be built into the Wit's End, because I said a completely different item, even though it meant Wit's End, and I just cancelled it. The Wit's End, basically, will give us the magic resist we need, but it gives us the on-hit damage and amplification of the W, at least, you know, stretching it out as much as possible, but also just every single auto attack, right, is getting this benefit right now, 43 damage. So the more auto attacks we do, the more damage we're getting. That's exactly the kind of stuff you really, really want to amplify, especially if your team are lacking a little bit of damage and you need to be almost like a backline assassin for your team. And I think tanks building into a little bit of a fightery atomization can be so good. Like, for example, if I'm snowballing on a Mundo, I'll buy a Titanic Hydra. Normally I like the Woolmugs Rush, but I will buy a Titanic Hydra. We do have the inhib down, which is obviously the good thing. The Nara is going to go in here and do this. He's completely by himself. He's going to try and kill the Heimerdinger. The Ezreal will miss, but we will flash to get that bunk. Nice triple stun into the power curve, power ball, Rammus ball of death. We're going to kill the Yasuo. And that was actually nice. Good rotation, see? Rotation's important. Soraka's like, but guys, I was reading something, and I don't know what she was reading. You're not playing Yuumi, Soraka. You have to move now, honey. You have to move. And, yeah, we went too deep again. That's fine. As long as your team don't all die while trying to end, because... I mean, Ezreal late game as a melee when you don't have bushes as a Rengar. A little unfortunate. Yeah, that should be a dead Garen if we can get close enough, but please be cautious, please be cautious, please be cautious. Okay, so I'm going to skip forward to the next moment that something happens of interest. We do here have, I see, Assassino Rammus. We've all respawned. We're going to take this RNG Scuttle, thank goodness, it's a Croc Camp in Value. And now we can have a look. The Heimerdinger is by himself. I'm just going to soaring slam into you, taunt you, use my W. I mean, like... But please! Unlucky. Ezreal! Nice! We do have the Wit's End. Oh, no, we don't actually have the Wit's End. I lied to you. We will have it. Not just yet. Stoneblade activated to tank the Ziggs damage, which is critical here. And don't overcommit again, because we're at the point in the game where if you overcommit, you're gonna have an issue. The Nara's going deep onto the Ziggs there. Wind Wall is used. We're power balling in. We're going to taunt and kill that Ziggs. We're tanking a tower shot now. Garen's going to show and try and true damage us down, which he does. So again, big mistake. Mid lane pushing with the inhib. Man, it's just kind of trying. He's really just brute forcing the game. Tight gold game. And 9,925 bonus damage on the Thormail. But guys, you can't end. Stop trying to end. You can't push waves in another lane. Oh my goodness gracious, this is Baron. That's Baron. And now Rammus is alive with his Wit's End. Okay, it's all down to Rammus. It's all down to Rammus. We lose the dragon too. Someone goes on Soraka, she flashes to reposition. We taunt and use our W on that Rengar. You cannot touch me because I have Wit's End. I'm attacking you for mega damage every single microsecond. We're getting healed. Soraka still dies. We do have taunt up. We're able to use it. We die anyway. What on earth is this game? Oh, that means they're going to push in all the lanes and probably get 2 inhibs. Nice stun. Doesn't really matter. Super minions. Super minions. More super minions. We don't have the inhib anymore. Now, Garen's pushing the mid lane here. We're up in 23. So all I can foresee possibly happening is the enemy red team overcommits as well. When's the hero up? Definitely like a scrappy game, but this is very reminiscent of your silver games with the back and forths. This looks way better, just so you know. All right, here we go. Rammus. They're trapping, right? Yeah, that gives it away, they're trapping. They're 100% trapping. Scan and clear. Okay. Call my bluff. We're full build, basically. Well, not quite, but we should be very soon. Nah, I lied, not so soon. The low econ of tanks really hurts sometimes. Just get the camps you can. No, Soraka dies. I mean, sometimes enchanters have no sense of self-preservation. Really good blue trinket, thankfully someone used it. Ezreal does this with soaring slam into 2 people, forcing the flash there. We're getting the taunt. That is 100% a dead Yasuo. Again, we have the backline dive by the Garen to turn to peel now. Don't keep chasing, turn to peel. We've realized that the diving isn't working. Turn to peel, get the knockup. We'll have the taunt up again. We've got the W that we can use, which again, whose names I keep forgetting. Defensive ball curl, very interesting. 3 people are up. Good engage, good kill of a crucial carry. Good turn to defend the back line. That means you've got your engage, you target swap to the peel, and that's something Cassandra is going to be very, very good at. Rengar's not split pushing for the bottom lane. He does have Barons, so you will have to respect this, I think, unless they feel like they can just straight up end quickly. Let's see, it's a bit of a base race. Ooh, a base race. A base race. Here we go. He's actually TPing to defend. Oh, man. Almost a base race. But because Yasuo is up in 17, we got to push. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, she took care of that wave. Here we go. Tank the turrets. Let Soraka heal you. Let Soraka heal you. Nice silence. Good taunt. Good W. Just amplify your tankiness with a W when you're tanking tower shots and end the game. My goodness gracious. 14,000 total damage to champions. Enemy healing reduced 1163. Keck W. 3,420 damage done with Sunfire. And we did an extra 807 damage just in the limited time we had that Wit's End. And damage shielded only 581, but you're kind of using that for the Zigzalt and things like that. That was crazy. I enjoyed myself. Not in a theoretical perfection of jungling pursuit, but that was somewhat entertaining, I would say. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed and learned something. Please do like, share, and comment if you did. Live companion, Zara GG Guides, link below. Rammus will be coming very, very soon, hopefully within the next week or so. Main channel has a lot of cool content for you. Patreon as your coaching, and as always, I will see you all in the next tutorial.